Welcome to The Short Score, your weekly update of roping news from around the industry, where you can find the latest on the sport from the pro rodeo ranks to the jackpot world. I'm Taylor Vollen, and I'm your host. Hey everyone, it's Taylor Vollen. Welcome back to The Short Score. This is our first official episode of 2025, and it's honestly kind of crazy to think I'm back in this seat for another season. I am so excited to have another season to spend with you guys on The Short Score, bringing you updates from the team roping world and the best of the best. But enough about me. To kick off the new season of The Short Score, we're catching up on Denver. Luke Brown and Trey Yates kicked off their new partnership with the National Western Stock Show and Rodeo win on Sunday with a 4.2 second run. They left Denver with almost $12,000 a man to also start the new year, and if you watched, you know it was a pretty emotional win for Trey. So we are grateful that we got to catch up with him and talk about the emotion behind the win and more.
What were you so emotional about? You can tell me you don't want to talk about it. It's fine. I don't care. But where was that coming from?
I think the emotions were just, well, first off, Denver's a rodeo that I've went to since I lived with my dad or went to rodeos with him. That's, obviously as I got older, he wasn't rodeoing full time, but he would always go to Denver. So I've been going to Denver for a long time. I think I've placed in the second round a couple times maybe, but never even made the short round or anything. And I don't know. There's a lot. It was Luke and I's first rodeo, so we obviously have been practicing and talking and have high aspirations as a team of what we want. We have the same goals, and he's a workaholic as far as his roping, and that's fun for me because I love to rope. So another thing is, my godfather Don Tisdall. He's a big part of the National Western Stock Show and Rodeo. He has been for a lot of years. He and my godmother Joyce, and they were there. Got to watch the first two rounds. Their daughter Patty was there, and it's just it's just a special win, I guess. And I didn't even really mean to get emotional. I got emotional before I got out of the arena on the first steer we run last Monday. I started crying. I had to get out of the arena. I don't know. It was just amazing feeling, and to have a good partner and that I which I've always had good partners, but to have somebody that I know we're on the same page and I don't know. It's just cool.
What does Dude do that's so different? Or is there anything you can pinpoint that is different on Dude, or than say the horses you rode last year? The ones you've been, because you've had great horses, just not Dude. So what's his X factor or difference?
Well, I believe Sugar Daddy is amazing. I think Banjo's got a lot of ability. I'm blessed with great horses. I don't think just good horses either. In my opinion, I think they're great horses. But they're all still a little bit young too, and they're all getting better at all times. Which is a good feeling because I've competed on the highest stage of rodeo other than the NFR on those horses, and they've all given me good opportunities to win plenty of money, and they're progressing. So what I would say about Dude that separates him, though, first off, there's a level of confidence I have on that horse that for me, confidence has been an issue for a little while now. And when I stepped on him the other day, it was unlike anything I had felt, honestly, since the NFR, probably in 2018, maybe, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a huge deal. He's a freak athlete. this is all my opinion, but he's a freak athlete. He can run, he can stop, he can shut the run down. He reads the steer through the turn every time. And I mean, if just like the run yesterday, Luke did a great job. He nailed the barrier. He had the steer on a short rope, which was so important because that steer was headed left. And dude he just hit his butt going through the turn. And when I put it down, it's like before I let it go, there's something about when I'm riding that horse, like in that situation, before I let it go, I knew I was drilling him, and I got dallied on a tight rope, and our finish, Luke was still able to get faced because he had him on a short rope as the steer was headed left, and we still got a good finish.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, the horse isn't for everybody. He's he's a lot of horse, but we have a special connection, and like he's a little different to score maybe than a lot of people would want, but like the horse truly loves his job, and for a horse to be great, they have to enjoy their job. It's like I mean, there's been great athletes that didn't enjoy their sport. Well, they didn't last very long, but LeBron James loves basketball. Like Michael Jordan loved the sport, so that's why they have a longevity career, and I do think that's why. I mean, like another example to me is Heisman. I mean, him and Coleman.
Yeah, and that's such a hard building to ride in. Like, as far as for head horses, it's tough. For heelers, it's tough. Like, what about that setup made it challenging? Or made it challenging for so many heelers? Because there were guys losing legs, there were guys missing. Head horses are running into the wall. Like, what's tough about roping at Denver?
Well, essentially is the way I look at it essentially is, yeah, the healer's just the receiver. You're just receiving the catch. So the header's the quarterback. So the header controls the outcome. So whatever the header did, most dictated how the healer did, in my opinion. And Luke, all week, he never, besides our first steer, he never really long ways. So, and which that steer was straight or step right, where he had room in the arena to use his rope. The rest of the time, he got all the steers on a short rope, and that to me was the difference maker. And where he could pull the steers and get them hopping, no matter if they had to come back up the wall or what we had to do.
I gotcha. What did it? I mean, obviously you were emotional. We talked about that, but like, what did winning Denver? That's your hometown rodeo, essentially. Not your hometown rodeo, but like the biggest rodeo in your home state. What does that mean? What does it mean to start the year like that?
Oh, I mean, it's one down, 79 rodeos to go is the way I look at it. It's a step in the right direction. But this was, I can honestly say that this was the first time in a long time I've went somewhere I expected to win the rodeo. From before the rodeo started, I said we're going to win Denver. And, like I didn't give myself a choice, but I didn't ever press. Like, it just came together the way it was supposed to in my mind, the way I drew it up in my mind. And, that's one thing I've learned. Pray for things as if you've already received them. And, that I guess that was just something I knew. I just had a feeling. I had it made up in my mind that that's what was going to take place.
Were you nervous on that last one at all?
No, I was ready. I mean, yeah, you're going to be nervous. Your heart better be thumping a little bit, but I was ready. And, like, and two, like, it was awesome. It was great team roping. I mean, to me, that was as good as short round in a format like that. I mean, Colton Schmidt and Landon go 4-6. The next team, Jake Smith and Doug, make a great run as well, go 4-4. Like it just kept great run after great run, and that to me is it's fun to be a part of a great short round like that. I guess when that many guys rope good, max out their steers. That's cool.